What's on your plant wish list? Share some of the plants from your list in the comments below, as I'd love to make a future video collating some of those answers. So this is only a quick video this week, and I'm going to share my plant wish list with you. There are quite a few plants on there, but I will run through them in alphabetical order and show you as I go so you can see exactly why they've made my list. Some are more common, while there are some rarer types on there that have only recently come to my attention, so I'll probably consider getting them when the price goes down a little bit. But I'd also like to know if, again, any of those are already on your wish list, or maybe you'll be inspired by this video and add them to your wish list. So I've been holding this one as a prop. This is the Aglaonema Crete, and I'd love to add more Aglaonemas to the collection because you can get them in so many different colours and different patterns on the leaves. So the ones that I'd love to add to the collection are Cherry Baby. So this one has really vibrant, almost completely red leaves, so that will really stand out in the collection. The Pictum Tricolour, which I think looks a little bit like the leaves are camouflaged with the different sort of mottled colours and shades of green on there, so that will add a little bit more visual impact to the collection. And then also something to completely contrast with the green leaves, and the rest of the colour is the white Kiwi. So this one has almost completely white or cream leaves, as the name suggests. And then finally, for a little bit of a different visual impact, the Zebra Feather, which has longer leaves than the other Aglaonemas and has a wonderful striped pattern on it. So the next one is the Aspidistra. This is a common and quite classic houseplant. It has traditional looking foliage, but also the leaves look a bit palm-like, so give off tropical vibes too, and it's an incredibly easy care plant as well, so a great one to add to the collection. So for something a little bit different, this next one, it looks like it should be a pothos, but it's actually the Cissus amazonica and part of the grape family. As you can see, it's got wonderful elongated arrow-shaped leaves with those striking bright markings on top. Now for something completely different is the Euphorbia cristata, or coral cactus, and as the name suggests, it looks like a cactus with a piece of coral on it, and it comes in various different colours. So this would add some really amazing contrast against the structure of traditional foliage plants, as well as adding some colour into the collection. So this next one, I feel like it was trending towards the end of last year, as it sold out very quickly whenever I saw it on sale. This is the Ficus chivriana Moonlight. It has really wonderful bright foliage with this really strong variegation, and then the sort of green mottled across in the coloration. So this would add some really fantastic visual impact to the plant collection. So this next plant type, the Homalomena, I don't actually have any of these in the plant collection at the moment, but I've picked a few varieties that I would love to have in the collection, again for their visual impact and the different colours on their leaves. So the first variety is the Homalomena Dark Arrow. This one has really dark foliage compared to many houseplants, with a sort of purpley burgundy tone to it. So this would look fantastic against the greens in the collection. The Humilis Black, so similar to the first one, really dark, rich looking leaves. These ones are a burgundy to black colour, but the leaves are a bit longer, so a little bit of a different aesthetic with this plant. And then to contrast with that dark foliage, the Homalomena Lemon Lime, with this wonderful light green foliage in a very compact habit, which looks really lush and would really brighten up wherever it is in the collection. So the next one is the Monstera Thai Constellation. So this one is more easily available, but it is still quite expensive. But I really love the difference of the variegation on this compared to that of the Monstera Albo, the way it sort of, you get the patches and the speckled variegation across the leaf. So we're running through them alphabetically really quickly, so we're now on Philodendrons, and I'd love to add quite a few new varieties of Philodendron to the collection, which I've been coming across through the research in these videos, and also as I've been houseplant shopping seeing new varieties, but I've narrowed down the list of varieties to some of my favourites, which I'll share with you now. So the top of my list is the Philodendrons, and you'll see it's got really striking glossy leaves with a wonderful dark green and bronze coloration to them. So the next one is similar in price but a contrast in the colour. It's the Florida Ghost. So this has much lighter green leaves and even some sort of cream or white leaves in there too. Autumn Falls is one that I've only recently become aware of, and this one, as the name suggests, has really autumnal colours, orange to bronze coloured leaves that go darker as they mature, but the more sort of traditional paddle shaped leaves. And the last Philodendron is the Purple Congo. So as you'll see, it's got really vibrant red to purple new leaves that darken as they mature, so it looks a bit similar to the Black Cardinal and the Red Emerald in terms of colour, but I think it still adds a little bit of visual contrast with the shape of the leaves, which appear to be much rounder. So this next one's a bit of a mouthful, and it goes by several different names, so I'm going to try and get them right. This was actually brought to my attention by a subscriber, Debbie, who commented that she recently bought one, so when I looked it up, I was really taken by the leaves and the striking markings. This is the Magnificum Xanthosoma, or Xanthosoma Lindenii, or also Caladium Lindenii. So it goes by various different names, and as you can see, it has these wonderful bright leaves and striking markings. So we've made it all the way to Z, so the ZZ plant, or Zamioculcas, Zamifolia, Raven and Supernova. So unlike the green variety, the Raven has really striking black glossy leaves that will make it really stand out against the sort of greener plants in the collection. And then the Supernova looks almost like it's in between the green and the Raven variety. So it has green to sort of purpley darker leaves, and as I said, it's got that purple tone that sort of runs through it as well, which really catches in the light. So some of the plants on my list came about through research when I was researching the trends for this year. I've done a separate video on plant trends for 2023, so if that is of interest, you can watch that next. I'll link it at the end. And if you would like to share your wishlist plants, please put them in the comments below, as I'd love to do a follow-up video with some of your suggestions. Again, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll respond to everyone. As always, thank you for watching. Grow your well-being.